purpose of pain is to keep us alive and strong. You welcome viewers to section 5 of Sule Imoro capital. It begins with sign 42. Here, we're going to talk about pain, suffering, and adversity, and where to turn to when we are confronted by these three, or two or three, whatever you call it. Namshin. ولقد أرسلنا إلى من قبلك فأخذناهم بالبأساء والضراء لعلهم يتضرعون. Before thee, Muhammad, before thee, we sent messengers. Messengers is in brackets. Before thee, we sent messengers to many nations, and we afflicted the nations with suffering and adversity, that they call God in humility. This is a very important lesson, except that we don't know. Many of us, especially in our developing nations, always think about witches, enemies, when we are in pain, when we are suffering, when we face adversity. The Quran holds a different point of view. Let's listen. Before, we sent messengers to many nations, and we afflicted, that's God himself, afflicted the nations with suffering and adversity. That's what I mean. Other people elsewhere will sit down and say that some witches are harming them, and they'll catch them, group them somewhere, and whip them, or sometimes kill them. But God is saying, no, he is the one sending these things. That they call in humility, to make people humble. Yes, to make people humble. Okay, 43. فلو لا فلو فلولا إذ جاءهم ب- بسوءنا تدرؤوا ولكن كست قلوبهم كست قلوبهم. When the suffering reached them from us, why then did they not call God in humility? فلولا إذ جاءهم بأسنا the suffering from us, Bisuna suffering from us, تدرؤون ولكن كست sorry, yes. ولولا إذ جاءهم بأسنا تدرؤون ولكن كست قلوبهم. When the suffering reached them from us, why then did they not call God in humility? وزين لهم الشيطان ما كانوا يعملون. On the contrary, their hearts became hardened. ولكن كست قلوبهم. Their hearts became hardened. قلوبهم كست, hardened. ولكن contrary, on the contrary. Okay. وزينا لهم الشيطان ما كانوا يعملون. وزينا لهم الشيطان ما كانوا يعملون. And Satan made their acts, their sinful acts, sinful in brackets, and Satan made their sinful acts seem alluring to them. Zena lahum, made alluring to them. That's Zena lahum. Where is it? Yes. وَزَيَّنَّ lahum. It means alluring for them. 44. فَلَمَّا نَسُوا ما ذكروا به فلما نسوا ما ذكروا به فتحنا عليهم أبواب كل شيء. But when they forgot the warning they had received, we opened to them the gates of all good things. Zain Elohim, he warned them, they forgot, and God opened the gates of wealth, of enjoyment to them, to catch them, let me say, to trap them. That he opened the door of all the doors of all the gates. Okay, he opened to them the gates of all good things. Abwaba kulli shay'an, the doors of all these things. Hatta is a farihu hatta is a farihu bima utu ahaznahum baktatan fa izahum mublisun. Opened all gates of good things until in the midst of their enjoyment of our gifts, of God's gifts, on a sudden we called them to account. So God gave them good things. And they rejoiced, were hoping, but they didn't know it was a trap, like I said. Then God held them to account. فَأَخَذْنَاهُمْ بَغْدَةً فَإِذَا هُمْ مُبْلِسُونَ. To account, when lo, they were plunged into despair. When lo, they were plunged into despair. Azahum batatan. Fa'izahum mublisuna. They were in despair. They were plunged in despair. We go to 45. فَقُطِعَ دَابِرُ الْقَوْمِ الَّذِينَ ظَلَمُوا. فَقُطِعَ دَابِرُ الْقَوْمِ الَّذِينَ ظَلَمُوا. Of the wrongdoers, the last remnant was cut off. Kata'a, Dabil Koma. The wrongdoers, the last remnant, Dabil Koma, the last remnant of the wrongdoers, Dabil Koma, was cut off. Kata'a was cut off. Walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Then the praise of God comes in. Praise be to God, the cherisher of all worlds. The cherisher of all worlds. So you begin praising him now. Don't wait until you are plunged into despair before you start praising him. So start praising God now. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, Lord of all the worlds. Okay, 46. Kul a'araytum in akhazallahu sami'ahum wa absarakum. Sorry. Sami'akum. Let me take it again. Kul ara'aytum in akhazallahu sami'akum wa absarakum Let's stop there. Say, think ye, if God took your hearing and your sight and sealed your hearts, uh, wahatama ala kulubihum, wakatama ala, and seal your heart, ala, wakatama ala kulubihum, man illahi, gair illahi, yatikum bihi. Say, God is telling Muhammad to say, think ye, if God took away your hearing and your sight and sealed up your hearts, hatama kulubikum, and sealed your hearts, who a God other than God, the Almighty, could restore them to you? So this Muhammad, Ali, peace be unto him, was to remind those with hard hearts, those who reject faith, those who rejected faith and still rejecting today, to remind them, to ask them such questions. Who a God other than God, the Almighty, Allah, other than Allah, here I will use Allah, who other God other than Allah could restore them to you? It's a question he asked Muhammad to ask them. Hmm? انظروا كيف نس انظروا كيف نصرف الآيات ثم هم يصدفون. انظروا كيف نصرف الآيات ثم هم يصدفون. See, unzuru, كيف, how, we explain, كيف نصرف, we explain, unzuru, كيف نصرف, how we explain, الآيات, see how we explain the signs by various symbols, yet they turn aside. Tumma hum, yes, the fool, yet they turned, they turn aside. It's not turned, it's turned. Yet they turn aside. It's still happening today. All the signs have been explained to us, but we still look away. So let's go up and talk about pain and suffering and adversity. Unless he visits us with pain and suffering and adversity before we turn to him. So you see the connection. You see the connection. The verses are there to be connected by mankind, to be read by mankind and connected together and connected. So after talking about pain, suffering, and adversity, it's not coming to say they show us all the signs, but we still turn away. All the signs minus the suffering and adversity. That's how man is. Unless he introduces suffering and adversity before we sit down like this and think like we are doing our PhDs, or think like an exam room. Yes. Glory be to God. Subhanallah. To whom? Yes, the kufun at the eternal side. Okay. 47. Kul. Kul. Ara'aytakum in atakum azabullahi baktatan aw jahratan. Hal yahluka illa kamil zalimin. Sorry for bad reading. Say, think ye, if the punishment of God comes to you, whether suddenly or openly, suddenly or openly, bagyatan, or jaratan, bagdatan, baktatan, baktatan, or jaratan, suddenly or openly. Hmm? Will any be destroyed except those who do wrong? Yes. So when when the punishment of God comes to you, it is only those who do wrong who will be destroyed. It has happened severally. Hmm? During Noah's time, those who did wrong were destroyed. Noah and his family were not, except son and wife. Hmm? Lot, the same thing, or Lot, those who were doing, practicing gay. In those days, we didn't know it as gay. When the punishment came, Lot was saved. And so on and so forth. So many. Elias and whatnot. Elias, who was provided food secretly for God to, by God for him to chop. Mm? So this is it. And even today's day, when it comes, you see that those who are rebellious of God, those who disobey God, are mostly affected when there is adversity. Mm? Uh-huh. When there is adversity, baktatan or jaratan, secretly or openly. Mm? Suddenly or openly. 48. Wama wama nursilu al-mursalin illa mubashirina wa munzirina illa mubashirina wa munzirina. We send the messengers only to give good news, bashirina, and to warn, nanzirina. We've done it before. When they call somebody Bashiru, that means good news. And Nazir, that is warned, somebody warned. It has to do with warning. Bashiru, good news. Nazir, warn or advice, something like that. Okay. فَمَنْ آمَنَ وَأَصْلَحَ فَلَا خَوْفٌ عَلَيْهِمْ وَلَا هُمْ يَحْزَنُونَ. Oh, this verse is there several times in the Quran. So those who believe and mend their lives, upon them shall be no fear, nor shall they grieve. La khawfa alayhim wa la hum yahzanun. And you see, even in the present day in life, when there is adversity, when there is suffering, people are so much bothered about it. But those who are very near God, those who are praying to God always, take things calm. They don't seem to be affected. No. Even though they are among all of us, we are amongst each other. You see others suffering, lamenting, but those who are very near to God accept it like that. They are used to it, let's so to speak. And that's why they call fitna, trial. And they keep on saying, oh, it's a trial. It's a trial. That's what men of God normally say. It's a trial. May we pass it. It shall pass. But those who don't believe in those things bother so much about it. May God have mercy on us. Okay. Nor shall they grieve. So upon them shall be no fear, nor shall they grieve. فَلَا خَوْفَ عَلَيْهِمْ وَلَا هُمْ يَحْزَنُونَ. That's the believers. 49. وَالَّذِينَ كَذَّبُوا بِآيَاتِنَا يَمْسُهُمْ الْعَذَابُ بِمَا كَانُوا يَفْسُقُونَ. But those who reject our signs, dash them shall punishment touch. Them shall punishment touch. For that they ceased not from transgressing. They cease not from transgressing. So even though we are staying together, doing everything together, hardship comes. And you see, the way the believers handle it is evidently different from the way non-believers handle it. Viewers, am I wrong? Try observing now. Try observing, and you see, whenever there is adversity, the way the believers take it and the way the wrongdoers take it. You know, maybe it's guilty conscience. They know they've been misbehaving. So when it comes to they feel, "Oh, what is happening?" But the unbelievers say, "Oh, we've done nothing wrong. I have done nothing wrong. It's only a trial." That's what we like. Huh? I've done nothing wrong. It's people rather who have wronged me. So it's rather a trial. But those who do the wrong to us, those who keep on wrong, and they get very, very, very fearful. Hmm? They get very, very fearful, and they grieve a lot. La hofu, la huzn alayhim, yazunun. So that is it. Bima kanu yafsukun, shall punish. But those who reject our signs, them shall punishment touch. For that they cease not from transgressing. Yes, they've been transgressing and they cease not. Yes, noon. They will not grieve. Cool. Cool. La cool. La okulu lakum indi. La okulu lakum indi. Indi hazaina. Cool. La akulu lakum indi hazainun lahi. Wala alam al-gibu. Wala akulu lakum inni mulukun. Kul la akulu lakum inni hazainu. Say, I tell you not that with me are the treasures of God. Hazailullahi. Treasures of God. Hazainu. Hazainullahi. Treasures of God. I'm not telling you that the treasures of God are with me. God is telling Muhammad to tell them. Hmm? I'm not telling you that the treasures of God are with me. Hmm? Wala alam al-gayb. Nor do I know what is hidden. So God is telling Muhammad to tell us that he, Muhammad, doesn't know what is hidden. Yes, I'm not saying it. The Quran is saying it. He said, Muhammad, tell them that you, Muhammad, you don't know what is hidden. Hmm? Say, nor do I know what is hidden. Okay. Al-gayb. Wala akulu lakum inni mulku. Nor am I telling you I am an angel. So Muhammad is not an angel, and Muhammad does not know what is hidden comparative to God. He knows some. Certainly, he knows some, but not all. He's very limited. Mm? So God, he doesn't know all. God knows all. Mm? Wala akulu lakum inni mulku. And Muhammad, tell them that you, Muhammad, you are not telling them that you are an angel. So Muhammad says, I am not an angel. And I am not, I'm not privy to what is hidden. And I'm not an angel. Inni atabi'u illa ma yuhya ilayya. I only follow what is revealed to me. So God is telling Muhammad to tell the whole world. He doesn't know what is hidden, and he's not an angel. He is only following God to say what has been revealed to him, like this Quran has been revealed to him. Ilayya. Kul hal yastawi al-a'ma والبصير, say, can the blind, al-a'ma, be held equal to the seeing, basirun? So when they call somebody basirun, is seeing. Al-a'ma, blind. I don't think there is a name for it. Nobody wants to be blind. Yes. So if you hear somebody says he is a'ma, I think there's something wrong with the head. Eh? When he's not blind. If he's blind, fine. Even the blind will see it. Mm. So there's a name Basiru, seeing, but a'ma, I don't know. I'm not aware of. Mm. Pardon me for laughing. Uh, wala wala a'ma wa basiru. Afala tatafakkurun. Afala tatafakkurun. Don't you consider? Will ye then consider not? Afala tatafakkurun. Will ye then consider not? Hmm? Oh, okay. I think that's all for this section. We shall pause here and continue later, God willing. So, those who didn't know much about Muhammad, God is saying that He doesn't know everything about the unseen and He's not an angel. But God, all the same, commands us to respect Him and not to vilify Him, nor any other prophet, nor any other person that is worshipped. No, we shouldn't vilify that person. It's not that person's fault. We are doing it wrongly. We are doing it against our souls, like worshiping idols. If you take a human being and you are worshiping him, that human being has nothing wrong, has done nothing wrong. He didn't ask you to worship them. Viewers, I think we shall stop here. That's all that we have for this section until we meet again for section 6. Am I right? Yes, that was section 5 we did. Until we meet again in section 6. Thank you very much and may God bless you. Illa likai, bye bye. Au revoir.